My brothers and sisters, we live in a world that often feels filled with chaos, hurt, injustice, and pain. Every day, we're exposed to stories and situations that could easily harden our hearts. People betray one another. Anger runs rampant. Greed and selfishness dominate decisions. Lies seem to travel faster than truth. And at times, we may feel overwhelmed by all the evil surrounding us. Yet, in the middle of all this noise, God speaks to us through the Apostle Paul with a short but powerful instruction. He says, "Do not be overcome by evil, but overcome evil with good." This is not just a suggestion. It's a divine strategy, a battle plan, a personal challenge, a radical response that turns the world's way upside down. And I want to tell you today, this is one of the most powerful principles you can ever apply to your life. Because if there's anything stronger than hate, it's love. If there's anything stronger than darkness, it's light. If there's anything stronger than evil, it's the goodness of God flowing through His people. And that includes you and me. You see, evil doesn't always show up in loud and obvious ways. Sometimes it comes quietly. It creeps into our lives through bitterness, unforgiveness, jealousy, or gossip. It shows up in broken relationships, in harsh words, in the silent treatment, in the pride that refuses to say, "I'm sorry." Evil can take the shape of injustice, cruelty, corruption, or the cold indifference of hearts that have stopped caring. Its goal is simple: to infect our hearts, break our relationships, and pull us away from God's purpose. That's why Paul warns us, do not be overcome by it. Evil wants to control us. It wants to provoke us and make us react. It wants to change us, little by little, until we become what hurt us. But when we respond to evil with more evil, returning hate with hate, insult with insult, we lose. We let evil win. And the enemy rejoices when our hearts turn cold. But my friends, we were not created to live like the world. We were created to be different, set apart, called to be the light in dark places, called to reflect the goodness of God even when the world around us doesn't. You were made to be a beacon of hope, a carrier of peace, an ambassador of heaven in a broken world. The word overcome tells us something important. It tells us this is a fight, a daily battle. Every day we face choices. Do we respond to pain with revenge? Do we answer cruelty with cruelty? Do we give up on forgiving? Do we let our hearts grow cold? But God says there is a better way, a higher way. Overcome evil with good. Let me say that again. Overcome evil with good. That is not weakness. It's the greatest kind of strength. Jesus showed us how to do it. When He was mocked, beaten, and crucified, He didn't curse His enemies. He prayed for them. He didn't fight back. He forgave. And in that moment, He overcame the greatest evil the world had ever seen. Not with weapons or hatred, but with love, grace, and mercy. And now He calls us to do the same, not in our own strength, but in His. So what does it look like for you and me to overcome evil with good? It looks like forgiveness, even when it's hard. Forgiveness doesn't mean what they did was okay. It means you won't let bitterness control your heart. It means you won't carry the weight of offense. Forgiveness sets you free. It frees your soul to heal and breathe again. It looks like speaking life, not hate. When others lie or tear people down, you choose to speak truth, love, and encouragement. Your words have power. Use them to build up, not destroy. Use them to be a river of hope in a dry land. It looks like being kind to those who mistreat you. Yes, it's hard, but when you do it, you reflect the heart of Jesus. You show people a glimpse of God's grace. Sometimes the kindest thing you can do is not respond at all. Silence can speak louder than words when it's grounded in love. It looks like serving others, helping someone in need, lifting up those who are down. Sometimes it means holding a hand, sending a message, giving a meal, or just sitting with someone in their pain. Evil thrives when we stay silent, but goodness grows when we take action. It looks like praying for your enemies. That's powerful. That's not easy. But when you do that, you're inviting God to work, both in their hearts and in yours. You're handing over the hurt to the one who heals. And let me tell you something beautiful. Goodness is contagious. Evil spreads fast, but so does good. When one person chooses to respond to hate with love, the whole room changes. People notice, hearts soften, lives are touched. A spark of heaven touches the earth. Think about someone who made a difference in your life because they showed you kindness. That memory has probably stayed with you because good stands out. It lingers, it heals, and you can be that kind of person for someone else. You can change the atmosphere of your home, your school, your job, your community by doing one thing: choosing good over evil. You can be the reason someone believes in love again. You can be the reason someone believes in God again. You can be the reason someone keeps going. Now, I know it's not always easy. Sometimes you forgive and they hurt you again. Sometimes you love and they reject it. Sometimes you speak truth and no one listens. And you may feel like giving up. But don't. God sees every act of goodness, even the ones no one else sees. The late nights, the silent prayers, the self-control, the quiet tears. And even when you don't see results right away, something is happening. Seeds are being planted. Lives are being touched. And in the right time, you will see the harvest. Galatians 6 verse 9 says, "Let us not grow weary in doing good, for at the proper time we will reap a harvest if we do not give up." So keep going, keep shining, keep choosing good, because in the end, good wins. God wins. You are not alone in the battle. Heaven is backing you up. Romans 12 verse 21 is more than a Bible verse. It's a way of life. It's a calling to live differently, to respond with light when darkness surrounds us, to stand tall with grace when the world kneels to hatred. So I encourage you today, don't fight fire with fire. Fight fire with grace. When evil shows up, when hatred knocks at your door, don't let it in. Instead, stand firm. Stand firm in your faith. Stand firm in love. Stand firm in the truth of God's word. Choose good. Choose love. Choose to be a reflection of God. Choose good when it would be easier to walk away. There will be moments when you are tempted to close your heart, to stop caring, to stop giving. But that's when you must press in. Goodness in hard times speaks louder than 1,000 words. It shows the world that God is still alive in you. Choose love when your heart feels empty. Even if you feel like you have nothing left to give, God can pour His love into you so you can love again. The kind of love we're called to give doesn't come from ourselves. It flows from the source of all love, who is Christ Himself. Choose to be a reflection of God when the mirror of this world shows brokenness. When people look at you, let them see not just your words or actions, but the character of Christ. When people look at you, let them see not just your words or actions, but the character of Christ. Let them see peace instead of panic, joy instead of bitterness, patience instead of frustration. Let your life be a sermon, not just on Sundays, but every day. Let your kindness preach. Let your forgiveness preach. Let your compassion and truth speak so loudly that others are drawn not to you, but to the God who lives in you. You are God's hands in this world, His voice of encouragement, His arms of comfort. You are His light in places that feel dark. Never underestimate the impact of your simple acts of goodness. A small seed of kindness today can grow into a mighty tree of hope tomorrow. And when it feels like your goodness isn't making a difference, remember, God multiplies what you offer. You may only see the moment, but God sees the ripple. Every prayer you whisper, every act of service you give, every hurt you release, He sees it all and uses it for good. Choose to forgive even when they don't say sorry. Forgiveness doesn't mean pretending it didn't happen. It means trusting God to handle the justice while you protect your peace. It means you've decided to carry grace instead of grudges. Choose to bless those who curse you. Speak life even when others speak lies. Let them wonder why you don't retaliate, and may that wonder lead them to Jesus. Let your response to evil be so full of grace that it becomes a testimony to God's power in your life. Choose to walk in peace. Not everything deserves your reaction. Not every insult needs a reply. Sometimes, your peace is your greatest weapon. It confuses the enemy and builds a fortress around your heart. Protect your peace by keeping your eyes on God. Choose to endure, to persist, to stay the course. You're not just living for today, you are building a legacy of goodness that will outlive you. The world needs people like you. People who don't just talk about love, but live it. People who don't just quote scripture, but become living examples of it. So choose good. Not just once, not just when it's easy. Choose it every day. Choose it when it costs you something. Choose it when no one claps or notices, because that's when it matters most. That's when you reflect the heart of your Savior. Keep choosing good, and you will overcome, because when you do, you don't just avoid evil, you defeat it. You shine a light that cannot be put out. Let this message strengthen you. Let it inspire you. Let it move you to action. Let it remind you that you carry a divine light within you. This light is not fragile, not easily extinguished by the darkness around you. It is the light of Christ. You may not feel strong every day, but strength isn't always loud. Sometimes it's quiet, persistent, and faithful. Your light matters more than you know. Let it challenge you to rise above what is easy and do what is right. The easy path is often the one most traveled, but it rarely leads to peace. Righteousness often requires sacrifice. It means saying no when others say yes, and saying yes when others are afraid. It means forgiving when you want revenge, serving when you want to rest, and standing when others sit back. But righteousness leads to joy. It leads to freedom. The world might not cheer you on, but heaven sees and applauds your every act of obedience. Doing what is right won't always feel good in the moment, but it will always bear fruit in the end. Let it awaken the hero in your heart, the hero who has been quieted by fear, fatigue, or disappointment. Inside each of us is the desire to make a difference, to live for something bigger than ourselves. That desire is God-given, and though life may have tried to bury it with rejection or failure, it is still alive. The hero in you is not the one who never falls, but the one who rises again and again. Every time you choose good over evil, you rise. Every time you love instead of hate, you rise. That is what makes you a hero in God's eyes. Let it push you to speak up for the voiceless. There are so many who suffer in silence, who feel invisible and unheard. When you speak, you give them courage. When you defend them, you show them they matter. You don't need a microphone to be heard. Your voice, your presence, your advocacy, these are tools of righteousness. Don't underestimate your ability to change lives simply by standing up and speaking out for what is right. Let it show you that God is not done writing your story. Maybe you've messed up. Maybe you've reacted poorly. Maybe you feel like you've failed too many times to make a difference. But God specializes in redemption. He turns broken stories into beautiful testimonies. He turns messes into miracles. Your past doesn't disqualify you. It prepares you. Every moment of failure can become a stepping stone towards something greater. The pen is still in His hand. The next chapter can be the most powerful one yet. Let it draw you back to prayer, not just routine prayer, but heartfelt conversation with God. Talk to Him about your pain. Cry out to Him in your confusion. Thank Him in your joy. Let Him remind you of who you are and who He is. Prayer is where strength is renewed. It is where burdens are lifted. It is where evil is overcome, not through human effort, but through divine presence. Never underestimate the power of a praying heart. It can shift atmospheres and bring heaven to earth. Let it give you courage to be misunderstood. People may not always understand your choices, your kindness, your decision to do good. Some will question your motives. Others will mock your gentleness. But remember, Jesus was misunderstood too. And yet He never stopped loving. He never stopped serving. He never stopped giving. You're in good company when people don't get you, as long as God is pleased with you. Don't live for the applause of people. Live for the approval of God. Let it build in you a quiet resilience. Life will try to wear you down. Evil will try to wear you out. But resilience is not just about enduring. It's about enduring with hope. It's about keeping your joy in trials and your peace in storms. It's about choosing to believe that good will come, even when you don't see it yet. Resilience says, I will not quit. I will not give up. I will not let evil win. God has given you everything you need to stand strong. Lean on Him and keep standing. Let it call you into deeper relationship with Christ. Because doing good apart from God is exhausting. It becomes performative. But when you're connected to the vine, goodness flows naturally. You begin to love as He loves, serve as He serves, and see others through His eyes. Don't settle for religion. Pursue relationship. Get to know His heart. The closer you walk with Jesus, the more you'll reflect Him. And the more you reflect Him, the more evil loses its grip in the world around you. Let it remind you that one person, fully surrendered to God, can change the world. You may feel small, insignificant, overlooked, but in God's hands, you are a vessel of power. You are a spark of revival. You are a torch in the darkness. Don't wait until you feel ready. God uses those who say yes in the middle of their mess. He's not looking for perfection. He's looking for surrender. Let your life be His canvas, and He will paint something beautiful for all to see. Let it remind you that you carry a divine light within you. That light was not meant to be hidden. It was meant to shine, especially when the world grows dark. Every act of goodness, no matter how small, is a flame that pushes back the night. Let it challenge you to rise above what is easy and do what is right. It's easy to give up. It's easy to blend in. But you were never called to do what's easy. You were called to do what's holy. Let it awaken the hero in your heart, the part of you that longs to love deeper, give more, and fight for righteousness, even when no one else will. There is greatness inside of you, not because of who you are, but because of who lives in you. Let it push you to speak up for the voiceless, to stand beside the broken, to defend the weak. Goodness doesn't sit silently on the sidelines. It moves. It acts. It reaches. It restores. Let it show you that God is not done writing your story. Maybe you've failed before. Maybe you've let anger or hurt take over. But today is a new day, a fresh start, a holy invitation to choose differently, to choose the better way. Let it draw you back to prayer. In the quiet moments, seek God's heart. Let Him fill you again so you can pour out love and mercy where it's needed most. Your strength to do good will always be found at His feet. Let it give you courage to be misunderstood. Not everyone will appreciate your kindness. Some may mock your gentleness. But remember, Jesus was misunderstood too. And still, he chose love. Let it build in you a quiet resilience. Evil may try to shout, but goodness endures. It is patient. It is faithful. It holds the line when others walk away. Let your life be anchored in that kind of unwavering goodness. Let it call you into deeper relationship with Christ. Because the more you walk with him, the more his goodness will overflow from your life. This is not just about doing good. It's about becoming like him. Let it remind you that one person, fully surrendered to God, can change the world. You don't need a title, a stage, or applause. You just need a willing heart and a faith that says, "Here I am, Lord. Use me." Be the light in your family, in your workplace, in your community. Be the change this world is desperate for. Be the good that overcomes evil. And may God give us all the strength, wisdom, and boldness to live this out every single day of our lives. Amen.